Boxing fan logic has gotten a little weird over the last several weeks involving this Anthony Joshua 2 rematch. And let's start right here. I got some timestamps for you from an interview Eddie Hearn did with Sky Sports a couple of days ago after his press announcement with Omar Khalil from Saudi Arabia, or the representative for whoever's putting up the money for this event. So it wasn't a press conference with fighters. Many fans were alarmed. I've seen shit like this happen before. But let's start right here. Andy Ruiz had a Instagram live last night. I was in the bed, and I knew I should have got up and fucking recorded it. But here's some clips from what he was talking about. And we're going to start here. History Controversy with FightView360.com. Please subscribe.
I know everybody's talking about the fight and all that, but we got the real news coming soon. But the fight is going to happen soon. AJ got the rematch. Yes, we got the rematch. We taking that rematch, champ? Of course. But it's going to be on my term and our term. We're going to bring it back here in the United States. AJ low-key scared. Oh yeah, why do you think he's over there trying to make the fight over there in Saudi Arabia? Like I said, I don't have no protection over there. The United States of America wants to... Never mind, I can't say nothing. But the fight.
What was he saying there? The United States of America wants to what? What? There's still a lot to learn, man. Still a lot to learn. Listen to this, though, from the interview Eddie Hearn did. And I do have some concerns on Eddie Hearn's part. Listen to this, though.
Came out over the weekend that Andy Ruiz Jr. is still yet to sign to fight Anthony Joshua in Saudi Arabia on December 7th. Can you shed any light on this?
Yep, fake news. He's already signed. So now it's really answering some questions that he has about the rematch, which is more logistically, and some boxing questions as well. But they know what they signed up to, and we look forward to a thrilling fight.
AJ came out last week and said he would love the fight to be held in Wales.
I can understand that the fight was already signed, right? When Andy Ruiz signed for the first fight, the rematch clause. Everything, money is already, signed in regards to, no matter if Andy Ruiz has those belts, he is not the A side yet. He now is one step to being the A side in regards to the contractual obligation, but he's not yet. Look at those belts as being like rent to own, and Andy Ruiz has one more payment in the likes of knocking out Anthony Joshua or beating him again in the rematch. Then, he owns it. He is the A side. And many will argue that he will have more leverage over even a Deontay Wilder if Deontay Wilder beats Luis Ortiz. I'm History Controversy. This is History Controversy Live. Please subscribe. But let's talk about this stupid-ass bullshit YouTube media and fan logic that I'm hearing around here, saying that fucking Andy Ruiz should drop his belts like he won't get fucking sued to smithereens. Here, listen to this. Listen to this. I got some timestamps here for you.
Gain those belts on December 7th.
During the negotiation process, did you ever question where that we would get to this stage where the rematch is signed and sealed?
Yeah, I mean, the rematch was signed a long time ago. It's part of Ruiz's obligations. But, leverage in boxing exists all the time. And, even as we speak here, I'm sure going to have to give Andy Ruiz a couple of extra rooms and planes. And in fact, he might need a new plane for his jewellery that he's bought since he beat Anthony.
Shout out to Frolic and their CBD oil. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Joshua, and I've seen his house as well. It's very impressive. So we'll see. I think it's a very dangerous fight for both guys. I think it's the best fight in the division, and I can't wait.
What were the...
Do you think that was him? Basically throwing a shot at Andy Ruiz, like, yo, you got that big ass house and all that jewelry, how you gonna pay for that shit if you don't fight this fight? Now, I can understand like the concern and fans wanting Andy Ruiz to get more money, but him dropping the belts, that's not going to help the fucking situation. And somebody here on Twitter, Rob, and I believe Rob used to be with the Boxing Voice at one point in time, tweeted, Rob, let me give you a shout out. Rob Weatherall, are they his fans or are they just Joshua Hearn haters? I'm going to think the latter. There's no logical sense in, God damn it, Khan, get out of here. There's no logical sense in Andy Ruiz dropping his belts. Like, he would end up in some crazy ass litigation. And I'm wondering if it's his team telling him, to keep talking shit, or he's just talking all that shit like, like he has like some real say in the rematch. Just to like sell the fight, sell that shit up, to give him some, I mean, Eddie Hearn has been known, to be somewhat, like, he don't have a bad reputation in regards to like money and screwing fighters over in boxing. Like, the history has shown us in the past with certain fighters and certain promoters going broke or finances being mismanaged and things falling apart. You never heard of, so far, an Eddie Hearn fighter leaving. If not, point one out to me, post a link down below in the comment of fighters like, oh yeah, Eddie Hearn's a sneak, he robbed me for all this money and all this type of shit like that. So for this to be going on right here, I'm going to believe that, well, looking at it from a business standpoint, hey, he's got a clean track record. So at the end of the day, I think Andy Ruiz will get more money. But all this shit right now, it's just, them playing the game. Andy Ruiz's side. But they're going to Saudi Arabia. It's already been announced. I don't think this is not one of those situations where you can just fucking back out of. When you got the fucking Saudi government involved and shit. Where you think this money coming from? They're trying to build up their tourism market over there. The government over there putting in some money too. But I'm interested in what Andy Ruiz was saying, where he was starting and talking about how America wants to what? So could this be Eddie Hearn's first blunder where he actually jumps the gun and goes ahead with this big... Going to Saudi Arabia is a big ass fucking venture. You got to have your T's crossed and your I's dotted with some shit like this. So how... it's hard for me to believe that Eddie Hearn just in Matchroom just went on and said, oh, we're fighting in Saudi Arabia, and not having Andy Ruiz and all them agree to sign off and be like, all right, we cool with that. Some shit ain't right. So we're going to remain on the fence with this one until we see that press tour, which is supposed to happen in a few weeks at the beginning of September, where they're supposed to start in Saudi Arabia, London, and New York. And then tickets is supposed to be announced. They're saying that your ticket will guarantee you a 30-day visa. And I expect for security to be very high there because, they're trying to shed, the reputation of the past. Saudi Arabia is trying to get on their Dubai. But it's controversial, though. You can't go over there and drink. You can't do no pot. That's for sure. So, I'm still learning. But as we get, it's crazy because I'm going to know more about Saudi Arabia. That's boxing for you. I'm going to know more about Saudi Arabia and that region by the time all this build up in this fight is done December the 8th than I've ever learned in life. Because we're going to, learn a lot of that shit. Population, the weather. In fact, let me tell you right now, people were wondering about the weather over there. What is it? 20 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit, which is going to be the weather over there. So at night, it's going to dip no lower than 60 degrees. So basically, it's going to be between 60 and 80 degrees over there during that time. So, see, some valuable information. And I got a chance to look at during a stream a couple of days ago the area and the venue, but I'm really trying to get deeper into that because it is a temporary venue and it was outside, but they had like big ass fucking screens and shit. We're going to get to it, but to me, I think that the fight is happening. Everything is signed. It's just that Andy Ruiz doing some, posturing, some finessing, to try to, get fans, to get on Eddie back to give him more money. There's nothing wrong with that. But however, the narratives going around on YouTube is just stupid. Like, he can just drop his belts, and then if he drop his belts, then Anthony Joshua would have to collect them all over again. That shit, what? Please subscribe.